you for a lifetime underneath the moonlight. 'Cause I don't want us to go. No, I don't want us to go. Yeah, you could be my lifeline, you could be my sunshine. In a world so full of pain, can you make it go away? Used to be so sad that love was lost, but now it's here to stay. Yeah, I used to be uncomfortable, but look at me today. Never thought I'd find someone like you, someone to show the way. But now I know you're the answer to my prayer. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I'm sorry for the burden, sorry I was hurting, but my scars are almost healed. Yeah, my scars are almost healed. Yeah, I'm feeling like a child now. Everything's alright now, and it's all because of you. You made the flower in me bloom. Used to be afraid of everything, but now there's no more fear. Yeah, I used to let nobody in and hide my face with tears. But we thought of you as someone who can love someone like me. But I was wrong, baby, now I believe. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. You and me
Hey,
must be
hey,
right.
welcome
Something's in
in,
the air,
everybody.
now. You
Hey,
and me
hey,
must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You
you
and me
need
every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me
everybody.
must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe
This song
in you and me, you
guys.
and me, you and me,
Mm,
you and
mm.
me,
I mean, you guys love that. Hey, 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 hey. 3, 2, 1. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Danea Show. I am Danielle Danea, aka Danea, and I've got a lot to say. So let's get into it. Feminism kills off men. Let's talk about it. So, I wholeheartedly believe this, and if you don't know what kill off means, it means to destroy or remove something or someone completely, usually over time. Now, I did a previous episode about the different waves of feminism. If you're not aware, there's 4 going on 5 different waves of feminism. The first one started in the in the 1850s. And then went on to the 1920s. But anyway, I'm going to go through each one of them briefly, but then break down in this episode how in each wave it's killing off men. And, go into specific examples on where I think this applies. And yeah, it's going to be a great episode. So here we go. So feminists are killing men. And when I say that, I mean literally, like physically and also mentally. They're killing men's mindsets left and right. And this has been going on for years, again, since the 1850s, probably even before. But really, that's when feminism started, the waves, when it became a thing. But, women have been probably doing this since the beginning of time. So, yeah. Not probably, sorry, pardon me. I know this probably women have been doing this almost since the beginning of time. So the movement has 4 waves, like I said, going on 5, and I'm going to explain each one. The first wave, again, started in 1848 and then went to 1920s, and that wave was about the right to vote. Women wanted a voice, they wanted to own their own property. If you are aware, back in the day, if you didn't know, women weren't able to purchase a house or any type of property without a man signing off on it, and they couldn't even own a bank account. So women were like, we want to be able to own our own thing. This is ridiculous. I don't want a man to sign off for me. I want to do my own thing. Cool. That was the first wave, right? Then there's the second wave, which started in 1963 and then went into the 1980s. And that was more about anti-discrimination. Women wanted the rights men had when it came to the workplace, the workforce. So that was that. That was the whole suffrage movement. And then the third wave was from the 1990s, was the whole 1990s, pardon me. And then that was about individualism, diversity. Women wanted to be solely independent. They initially they wanted the same rights as men, but then they wanted to be completely different from men. They just wanted to do their own thing. They didn't want to be compared to a man or anything. Like, they just wanted to be their own person, right? So that was the 1990s. And then the fourth wave started in 2012 and kind of went into like 2018, I think, maybe, which was women empowerment, was the women empowerment movement, which was like women can do what men can do, when it came to firefighting and police work, all that construction work, and then even in the corporate space, women believe they could do all of that themselves. And then the fifth wave, which we're kind of have entered and I think are still in, is now the sexual liberation. Like, we can do what men can do in a sense where, we can have multiple partners and, be okay still after. It shouldn't be condemned. It should be glorified. It's empowering. It's like, the 2012 women empowerment thing is like now empowered to be sexually liberated. So that's what that is. And that started again from like 2018 to 2020 till now. So those are the fifth waves. It's broken down. And like I said, I'm going to explain how each wave is negatively affecting men or is killing off men, like I said earlier. So first wave again was the right to vote, buying your own property. So if you're a woman, right, and you're buying your own house, it's like typically when you buy your own house, you have to maintain it yourself as well. Like if you're buying a house without a husband, without a boyfriend or whatever, you have to figure it out how to, keep up with the stuff in the house and, make sure the plumbing's good, make sure, the decorations are what you want, and to build stuff for if you have a family, if you have a son or daughter or whoever living with you, or your parents, another family member, or whoever, you have to maintain and keep up with them, So it's like, if you're not married and you're not having a man by your house, like a man isn't going to be, helping you upkeep things in the house, and they're not going to be able to build you the stuff you need to be built in your house. And it's just like women say they want to be doing these things on their own, but at the same time, they're so quick. If you look, a lot of these women, they're so quick to call a maintenance guy. They're so quick to call a plumber, and it's always a man. It's never a woman that comes in and does it. But when you replace the man that could do those things in your home, it kind of dies off, like it kills off men not wanting to be there, not wanting to commit, and, not do what they're inherently meant to do, what they naturally want to do, which is build and protect and provide and all those things. So that goes with, like I said, the first wave property rights. It's like, okay, now you have your own house, but it's like now you have to do everything else on your own. And, men feel like they don't need to be there because women are saying, like, I don't need you. I don't need you to buy me a house. I don't need you to be in the house. So that's all that for property rights. And then for voting, how I think it was so prevalent recently showing how true this is when it came to this previous election, and even the election with former President Barack Obama, and so on and so forth. And like I said, the one with Trump and Joe Biden, women vote emotionally, and don't think logically before they vote. They like to vote for who makes them feel good, right? So when you vote for who you want or who makes you feel good, you don't vote for typically a man that stands on business. You don't vote for a feel-good man. You don't vote for the good man, you vote for the feel-good man. So it's like the real men out there don't care about feelings. They care about facts, right? So, but if a man's trying to get a woman's vote, he's going to lean more toward the feeling side in order to get the female vote, right? And so you saw that a lot, like I said, with former President Obama's run. He spoke very well. He knew the right things to say. He knew the right triggers in order to get people riled up about his opponents. He knew what to say, how to trigger people's emotions and to get him in office, and it worked. Because, again, so many women vote now, and it was easy to pull them in because, like I said, women move based off their emotions. And when we make that a trend now, we get rid of the also an inherent trait of men being logical, not caring about feelings, moving based on, duty, what they got to do to make things happen, what they got to do to benefit our country, rather than, the feelings of the women around them, right? So it kills off the nature of a man to, put feelings aside and do what's right again. So that's another instance where men are dying off, being killed off, in a sense, like they're becoming soft. I don't know how else to put it, but they are. When you put women at the forefront and the majority, and make them a majority of something like that, it kills off the man who was admired so many years prior for doing what men do, leading, protecting, not moving emotionally, doing, again, just figuring out what's best for our country. So there's that, right? And then there's the second wave, guys, which was the rights in the workplace, right? So women are demanding these same rights as men in the workplace. It's just like, okay, but it's so funny, the women screaming, saying they wanted the same pay for the work. And this is still a thing even today, but really was a big thing in the 1960s and 1980s. It's so crazy how they demand this equality, but don't put in the same work as men in order to really deserve the equality when it comes to pay, when it comes to benefits, because women are agreeable by nature, and you can hate it all you want to and disagree all you want to, but facts are facts. Women are agreeable, so a lot of the times women accept less pay. Women work less hours. I put up the example all the time, and my sister, would just call out because she had cramps, and I get it. Trust me, cramps are bad, but you figure it out. You suck it up. I mean, you want to work, right? So you got to do what you got to do to get there. But a lot of women think they want equality, but really don't deserve it and really don't put in the work. They don't suck up, like again, it's all based on how they feel in the moment. If they feel, they're in too much pain to go to work, they won't show up. Whereas a man, he's going to put that aside, and show up every time. Typically, now some men, I don't know about today, but I believe truly in the 1960s, when this was a really thing, to the 1980s, men were showing up regardless. Men are a little softer nowadays, but again, we're speaking about this wave in this time frame. But yeah, so since women are accepting less pay, being more agreeable in that sense, and also, coming into work when they feel like it. But there are some women that are like, oh, no, I don't need a man, Miss Independent, and are set on going to work and, show up all the time, doing it. That woman is my mom. Like, she shows up to work. My mom is an environmental engineer. She shows up. So it's like you have those women that will work no matter what and are all about work, that, they're placing the jobs for men, because companies realize women are more easily susceptible to stuff. Now, that could be a bad thing when it comes to certain careers, like maybe I don't know, being a lawyer, attorney, or I don't know, things where you have to kind of be like hard, right? You can't let people sway you, stuff like that. But when it comes to, typical jobs like a nurse or whatever, if you're extra sympathetic to patients and extra, caring and going the extra mile to make sure people's feelings are in, those companies are going to hire you more than the man, right? But so that's how men are dying off in that wave. Women are replacing men at work because they're, again, more agreeable to things. They're going to accept the less pay. They're going to, be okay with working a little bit more if needed. Like they're going to, even if they call out of work, for being, I don't know, in a little bit of pain, like that, like I mentioned, the instance where my sister would call out, they'd be willing, again, agreeable to come in more days if they, need to come in to make up those hours. Whereas a man is like, what, figure it out. And a man knows his worth. He knows his worth. He knows his value. And a lot of the times women don't. I hate to say it, but, or if they do, they don't communicate it in a way, don't demand a certain type of respect up front. So they get played with throughout their career. And again, these people that are hiring love this. So again, they're replacing the men that we need in order with these women who really want a job, will do anything for this job. So yeah, so these women saying I need to work, again, are replacing men who are like, I'd love to work, but you're not going to, disrespect me. You're not going to belittle me. You're going to pay me this, who stand on business. Like, so yeah, so that's that, right? So that's the second wave. So third wave, I mentioned individualism. This happened around 1990s. So if you want to be by yourself, like, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you want to be an individual, you don't want to be attached to any man. Like, a man's going to be like, why do I even need to be around? You want to be Miss Independent? Go right ahead. And it's so funny how we glorify the stuff in independence in songs like Miss Independent by Neo, which was a hit. I love the song, but I sat back and thought about the lyrics. I was like, we shouldn't be glorifying this, because when women are independent, again, they don't rely on men to do things, and I don't get when it became such a bad thing to rely on a man for something. Now, I kind of get it, because men are not as great of men as they were back in the day. But again, if you do, like, it's like we generalize it as all men, where I think there are good men out there. And if you found a guy that really likes you and really wanted to take care of you, there's nothing wrong with relying on that man. Now, again, there's a phrase out there that says you shouldn't have to depend on a man. You should have a dependable man. It's two different things. having a dependable man and having to depend on one. I think you definitely should have your own thing going on. But the thing is, a lot of the times, these women that love this individualism and have their own thing going on become this like boss, bitch, and become unbearable to be around. And men are just like, ooh, it's like, why do I need to be around? You are the man in this relationship. I don't want to be with a man. If I want to be a man, I'd be gay, right? So women have to realize that they need to know when to turn it off and when to turn it on. So go get your bag, go do what you got to do. But afterwards, when you come home, take them work boots off and put your femininity hat on, right? But women don't want that. Again, so there's that. The individualism causes men to be like, oh, I'm good. I don't need you. If you don't need me around, I don't need you around. So that's killing the family. That's killing off, women reproducing. If they don't want to be around a man, they're not producing more men into the world. So they're not getting pregnant. But yeah, so there's that, right? Individualism. So the fourth wave is women empowerment. We can do what men can do. So you're replacing, not only are you replacing men in the workforce, you're saying that men are of no value because I can do everything that a man can do. And that is simply not the case, guys. I know women think that, but it's not the case for every instance, right? Especially like the construction working, the plumbing, it's so funny. Women scream this from the rooftops, but if you were in trouble and you were calling the police, you would expect a male police to show up. You would. And you would just have more respect for the male police if there was a man and a woman there, or if it was just two women showed up. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. It shouldn't sound crazy, but we're in times where everybody's sensitive. If you say something like, if everybody has to be included in everything, and if they're not, it's somehow offensive. And it's like, no, it's not offensive. It's okay. Women are better at other things. Again, like being a nurse, being a school teacher, because we love children and we're naturally nurturing to people's wants and needs. So dealing with people in certain professions are better for women, absolutely. But, the doctors, the surgeons, it just seems like it's more men. Because again, men are fixers. Men fix problems. Men provide are providers. They provide the help that is needed. So that's more leaning toward them. Like, it's okay to admit that. It's okay for that to be the truth, guys. But yeah, so when we say we can be men so we don't need men, that's, again, like self-explanatory how that's killing off men, because, again, men are just like, why do I even need to be here if you think you can be me? It's like, why am I important? And men are so important, guys. I hate this type of mentality. And then the fifth wave, the one we are currently on now, that started in 2018/2020, the sexual liberation and the hate for men. I mentioned this earlier, but my boyfriend feels like it was just a sexual liberation thing. Like, women have been hating men since the beginning of time. But I believe, no. Recently, I think women, there has been a lot of hate for men, but I don't think it was like back in the day like it is now. Like, it's blatantly out there right now. Like, women are saying it straight out the get. You see all these TikTok videos saying, I can't stand men. Men aren't SHIT all the time. So I feel like that really, really started when social media got popping, especially Instagram, which was around 2018. I know it came out in like 2012, but people weren't really like on it till like 2015, like 2018. It became really popular. So yeah. But yeah, the sexual liberation thing, it's like women are having sex with men and men are having sex with women, but nobody is caring enough to stay and, take care of their kids and, and they're so quick to move on because everybody believes everybody is replaceable. So that's the mentality side of it. Like, it's killing off men's mentality to want to provide and protect their woman and protect their legacies, aka their kids. So now we're having kids that don't know how to be men, where because they don't have a present father in the picture, or a father that was raised to be a masculine man. So he teaches his son feminine traits, and now the son is maneuvering in the world. He's struggling, or he becomes gay, or he does all these other things. He struggles in life because he didn't have that father figure teaching him how to stand up straight, how to shake somebody's hand, how to have confidence, how to be a man. It's something about, and I hate to say it, women, but even though I've seen a lot of women raise great men, but a lot of these great men had mentors, there's just some things that women can't teach men. A man has to teach them. Like I said, there's a way to shake another man's hand in a way that exudes confidence. Like, I can't teach that to my son. I'm gonna rely on my man to do that for me. Because no matter how hard I try, I'm not a man, so I don't know it. I don't know how to do it in the way that it needs to be taught. So, yeah, I don't think women realize how much of a necessity it is to have a masculine man figure in their lives. It really affects a little boy's life so much. The difference is crazy. I remember I saw a video and it was like, I'm pretty sure it said no man who ever won the Super Bowl was fatherless. They all had a present father. Now, there's a bunch of NFL players, obviously, that have absent fathers, but not ones that won the Super Bowl. And I thought that was very interesting. It makes the world of difference. It's a mindset thing. And the mind is the most powerful thing. I promise you. So, again, the fifth wave, we're going around saying we can't stand men. Again, it's another thing, like, why am I even here? And, these women going around sexually liberated, thinking they can just have sex with a man and discard him like he's an old tissue. It again kills the mindset of a man to want to provide, want to take care of one woman, because it's like, oh, she's not really for me. She's gonna, be with me short term and then hop on to the next guy. So it's killing what God intended for us to have, which is, this bond, this connection, this guy to be in our lives and protect us and provide for us and raise our kids in a healthy home, in a nuclear family. So there's that, guys. So I broke down each wave, and I want to get into a little bit. I told you guys I didn't want to do a whole show on the whole Blake Lively and Justin Beltoni drama, but I want to explain why people are so invested in the story, and people are so appreciative of people like Candace Owens, really digging deep into the story. It's because, this man got his his career was dang near destroyed because of this woman. And thank God for social media. Thank God for his lawyer to present facts in order to really showcase how messed up Blake Lively and even Ryan Reynolds, her husband, are in the situation. To think there were so many stories, like if social media wasn't around, him losing, his deal, I forget, I'm drawing a blank of who he was signed with, but the company he was signed with for acting is some big company, dropped him and all this. He would have lost everything and not be able to make another movie ever. But the fact that he even lost that deal is ridiculous, just because of something he was alleged to have done, and now it's proven and didn't do a lot of these things. It's like, dang, for years, women have been getting away with lying on men and saying like they hate men and all this other things, but tear them down in the process in order to lift themselves up. It's just disgusting behavior. And it's crazy. It's just a straight up delusion to hate someone for something messed up that you did. But again, this has been happening for so long. But again, it's so great that we have people really digging down, going through things that doesn't make sense, questioning things that doesn't make sense, and understanding that, women lie. Women lie, and they do so unapologetically, and they don't get any punishment for it. Like, it's so crazy. After this trial, so interesting. It's going to be interesting to watch. She's not. I don't think she's going to go to jail for lying on this man. Right? It's just going to be like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. She's going to have to pay maybe some money, but the damage is done, and they're not going to go to jail. And it's like, no, these women deserve to go to jail for doing this. Completely ruin a guy's reputation. Because even though, the non-guilty verdicts out there, people remember what was initially said. Every time. It's like the cameras are there when the scandal is out, but the moment you're proved not guilty, nobody cares. It's so funny. I was watching a Law and Order episode, and these two little girls accused their music teacher of sexually abusing their little brothers, right? All because they were mad that he didn't choose them to become this big star on this TV show. It was kind of like American Idol, They had contestants, and he didn't choose them to be showcased on this American Idol type platform on TV. When he was accused and went to trial, all these cameras were in his face. But when he was proven not guilty, they found out, the girls, were just jealous. There was no press. There was no nothing. And now he can never teach again. Now no one wants him to refer them to, ask him to be on any TV show. The damage is done. And it's like, no, enough is enough. We can't keep doing this to men, guys, because then they're really going to be gone, and we're going to be like, oh, snap. We actually do need them to provide and protect for us. We actually do need them to fix fix the leak in our sink, to, build something for our kid, a playhouse for our kids. Oh, we do need them to mow the lawn. Oh, we do need them to get up when we hear a noise in the middle of the night and go see what's happening. But again, you take things for granted when you have them right in front of you. But again, too long have men been taken for granted. So I gave that example. There was also a movie called Soul Food. I don't know if you guys know this movie. I think most of the Black community know what movie I'm talking about. But again, this is a movie that I thought was interesting because Nia Long and Mekhi Phifer, I forget their characters' names in the movie, but I remember them two getting in a fight at her salon. She's like a hairstylist, I think. And it's because she accepted a gift from an ex, and also asked her ex to get him a job right behind his back. So he's yelling. He was like, can I talk to you for a second? He comes in the salon, pulls Nia into a private room, and is yelling and is upset. And, no one is seeing, there's other people in the salon, but no one is seeing what's actually happening in the room. And they're thinking, he's yelling, he must be hitting her, right? So her sisters call the police and have this guy arrested, and he goes to jail. And Nia Long's like, no. She gets there, shows up, and the police are arresting him. And she's like, oh my gosh, no, he didn't hit me. This is ridiculous. Wanting her man back. But it's like, her sisters women interjected, and caused him to get arrested. And he didn't even lay a hand on her. It was just a heated argument. These women screaming for the rooftops that we deserve to have our voice heard. We deserve to have these rights. It's like, y'all don't do the things y'all need to do in order to deserve those rights. Y'all don't think logically. Y'all don't move in a way that, makes other people want to respect you like men do, like real men do. Y'all move based on feelings every time, and that's not the way the world works. Because again, feelings are fleeting and they can be misleading, and they will lead you right to your death. Right? And it's so funny that I'm mentioning this episode and saying we're killing off men because of him. I'm like, no, we're killing off women mentally and physically. Women are dying miserable. They're dying from broken hearts, and because they ignore the guy they're supposed to pay attention to in their early 20s or late 20s or early 30s or whatever, and then they get to 50 and they realize oh snap, my job didn't really matter that much. I wanted a husband. Now I don't have kids. Now I don't have grandkids. Ugh, I'm depressed. I have a broken heart. Now they passed away from a broken heart. That's a thing. And even if it's not dying as physically, it's killing who women are inherently meant to be. Feminine, submissive, go through life caring about people, not caring about men. It's just so backwards in who we naturally are. So I wish we killed off feminism. Let me just say that. I wish feminism was dead because it's killed too many people. The entitlement, the commands to be equal, the commands to be heard. It's just you don't have anything worth saying to command to want to be heard, to command to want to be equal. It's just you're such a hypocrite because it's you want to be equal when it comes to certain things, but don't want to be equal when it comes to other things. It's no, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You gotta pick a side, man. But with that, we're not there because we know in the back of our heads we need men. And what's so crazy about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni story, going back to that, if you didn't know, Justin Baldoni was a big feminist. He still is. He was all for women empowerment and women, being able to speak up for themselves and demand equal pay and all that stuff. There's a bunch of videos of him talking about it. And he got stabbed in the back by a feminist. Because you can't win with them. You literally are going to get stabbed in the back. Killed from being around feminists. Women who are 100% feminists. You see men in long lasting, it's so heartbreaking to see men constantly get disrespected by their women. Whether that's, blatant disrespect or, just putting their career before a man. And it's just I feel bad. You see them in 30-year relationships and you watch them and you can tell they're stressed, they're miserable, but it's they don't know how miserable they are. They don't know things could be better, so they stay. And I'm not talking about bum men. I'm talking about men that provide, men that, help raise the kids even. We take those things for granted. Men, that's a lot of pressure on a man. It's yes, they're supposed to do this, but they should be appreciated for doing it because it's not easy, especially in today's times. So if you're a feminist out there, you're doing a man dirty, stop. Stop playing with that man. You're all about women rights. It's like, ugh, stop. You think you're oppressed? We're the most free we've ever been right now. So we should be appreciative when a man, wants to pay all the bills and wants to go out and build something for the family, wants to protect you, wants to have kids with you and raise the kids. So again, all I gotta say is feminism is really murdering men. And I'm tired of seeing this murder happen, this crime. It has to stop. And it starts with you. Choose not to be a part of this movement anymore. Choose to end this fifth wave. Let this fifth wave be the last and final wave. My boyfriend says there's a sixth wave. I didn't ask him what this wave entails, but hopefully it ends. I really wanted to end with this fifth or sixth wave because, again, our lives are great with men. Without them, we'd be destitute. We'd lose our minds. We'd die off. Okay? Like I said, that's all I got to say about that, guys. All right. Please like this video if you like this video. Please subscribe always if you haven't already. And comment always because I love to hear you guys' opinions. And I'll see you on the next video, okay? All right. Bye, guys.
Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas bebé nos ganaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es sin timidez. Como la ves no le importa dónde y cuándo. Pero nada no es, yo no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, vamos lento y verás, y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, vamos lento y verás, vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos los 7 días de la semana, te doy de mañana y consejos sabes que no es, te doy el desquite, que me quites todas esas ganas que te tengo mujer. Todo el mundo sabe que tú y yo somos más que panas, pero nos vamos lento, que el que se apura no llega a nada, no llega a nada, nada. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé, vamos lento y verás, y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé, vamos lento y verás, vamos lento, ya, que si no se